So I'm going to do the lecture today. You're going to see so much of Armando, you're going to get tired of seeing him. So that's Armando. You'll see him more. So today what we're going to do is do the class organization and then jump in and start lecturing. You'll find out about the book and the course. We've told you some about it, but we'll try and cover the first 6 sections of the book today. So first, what's this course about? Learning software engineering principles, understanding the new challenges, opportunities, and the problems here. And what you're going to do in this class is you're going to build a real application, working with real non-technical customers. You're going to, on the server side, you're going to learn Ruby on Rails, and the client side, all these things you've already heard about, including JavaScript, and deploy using cloud computing. That's a big part of this class. You're going to be in teams probably of 6, a little bit bigger, dealing with non-technical customers. In the past, we've done the Humane Society, minority firms, the Children's Hospital nearby Oakland, helping them with vacation planning. Teams are going to get started this week, so go to the discussion section. The first thing you need to do is find a team. Your team needs to be in your discussion section. I'm going to show you a quick video where we interviewed the nurses after a little bit, the example. So you'd think vacation scheduling would be easy, but not with union rules, all kinds of different rules. There we have an elaborate pencil and paper method with notebooks, and Berkeley students, alumni of this course, stepped in and created a wonderful word interface. So let me just hold on and see if this is really going to work.
Sometimes we met weekly, sometimes it was every 2 weeks, but never for more than 20 minutes probably.
Yes.
Didn't take a lot of time for us, but trying to convey to them the rules that we have to go by for vacation. We showed them what we did, and then we showed them the rules and gave them a copy of the rules. It was so smooth.
Yes, they came back with ideas that we couldn't have put forward and brought into this institution.
Sounds like you got a lot of opportunities to give feedback on what they were doing, and that they tried to incorporate your suggestions.
And they easily fixed any
They
concerns.
did. It was amazing.
So now with this prototype in place, is there a plan to use this and hope things get better?
Correct, yes.
So our vacations are due February 1st of each year, and so we start usually in January, and we're going to start using it.
Laura and I, we're both on the 5th floor. We'll end up trialing this this year, and if it's successful for us, it'll probably spread through other units in the hospital.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much for your time, and also for working with our students.
Thank you.
It was great.
It was a pleasure.
So hopefully you will have similarly satisfied customers, and we'll interview them and want to use them in a future version of the class. So what happened? What was the feedback from this approach to non-technical? About 90% of them, we gave them a multiple choice of being disappointed up to happy or thrilled, and they checked happy or thrilled, 90% of them. Half of them wanted to hire the students to keep working on it, and 2/3 of the students pledged, I'm going to keep working on it even after the class is over. And we were really, enthused, Armando and I, is just how well engaged people were. With this agile process, they got 4 iterations to be able to do it and really got into it. And the projects varied in size of code, but not in the quality. They were all very well done. So how are we going to grade this course? There are these 5 homeworks. That's about a third. This is going to add up to a little bit more than a third. 5 homeworks, 2 midterms, no final. This project is about a third of the grade. And there's some altruism points. That's, 5% of all that depends on your participation in helping others. The lectures are going to be Mondays and Wednesdays from 2:30 to 4. There's our office. Armando's right after this, mine earlier on Wednesday. Homework's going to be due right before midnight on Sunday, and the discussion sections are Thursdays and Fridays, and we're going to be using Piazza in this. This is a 4-unit class. The homepage tells you how the grade's going to be broken down. So we're hoping what you do, come prepared to lecture by doing the reading before the lecture. That's the most efficient use of your time. We'll put it in context, and then you're putting it to work. So we're big believers in this Confucius saying is, I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do and I understand. You're going to be doing and understanding. You're going to be applying these ideas, using real tools, the same tools that professional programmers use in this. And we're going to do it in kind of 2 pizza teams. That's a nickname for 5 or 6 students that you could feed with 2 pizzas. These days, maybe, even if your appetite is grown as Americans, it's still a 2-pizza team. It's still 5 or 6 people. And at the end, we're going to show off what you've done. We'll invite all the customers there, and this will be on Tuesday, December 10th. And we'll even have interested people from Silicon Valley, including venture capitalists. And a lot of the projects continue after this class. The homeworks are going to be the doing and understanding done on your own in pairs. And you're going to do it in the cloud. You're going to be using that extensively in this class. Everything's going to be done, and you're going to need a GitHub account. Since the last time we taught this class, Berkeley has adopted an honor code. And this is the honor code that you, as the students, have developed. As a member of the community, I act with honesty, integrity, and respect for others. So basically, if you're doing something that you wouldn't want other students, your professors, or your parents to know, you probably should stop doing it. If you don't want them to find out about it, that's a sign that maybe you aren't doing it. And we're going to help you with your pledge here. One of the big problems of a software course is getting all the software working that you need to get the work done. So Armando boldly said, virtual machines were invented to fix this problem. We're just going to load up a virtual machine that's got everything you need with all the right versions, and you just download and go. And amazingly enough, it actually works. You should follow these instructions scheme. Rather than doing some custom installation yourself, we strongly recommend you don't do that, and you're on your own if you do. If you come to the discussion section, you're having any problems installing the virtual machine, the GSIs will help you. The book for this class is something Armando and I have been slaving away at for more than maybe a year and a half now. We had an alpha edition, a beta edition. We're now to the second beta edition. We're almost done. And we're excited that maybe in part because of us nagging Amazon, they announced a couple of days ago the ability to bundle these together. So for $33, this is going to be the best deal you've ever get. Well, there's two things about this book. It's the best book written by a wrestler and a music director, by far. No other pair of wrestlers and music directors have written nearly as good a book as this. And we're keeping the book price down, hopefully, so that there won't be temptations to get the book any other way but buying it. And we're bundling it together. This will be the first time that happens, and we think this is the right way to do that. So Armando came up with this idea of how can other faculty at other campuses take advantage of these massive online courses, and he came up with this idea called the SPOC, for small private online courses. And so you're going to be kind of in a SPOC. We're going to use that technology for grading assignments and things like that. So we want you to sign up on the Berkeley version of the SPOC. We'll have a special version of kind of the MOOC technology for this course. And I think it says on the homepage how to sign up on that. So typically, if you need to ask a question in the middle of the lecture, it's okay. We'll just try and repeat it. At the end of these segments, which are about every 8 or 10 minutes or so, there'll be an opportunity to ask questions as well. Okay, I think I said that. Okay. There's, besides what we've written, besides the videos, there's a lot of information about what we're going to lecture in this class because a lot of professional people are using them. So if you go to this website, you can find out about things. If you want to get started on Ruby and Rails, there's tutorials you can get started on if you want to learn about CSS, GitHub, and all of those things. And if you find some other things that'd be useful resources for the students in this class, go ahead to Piazza and sign it up. I think I added you all, everybody who's in the class, I think I added you all to Piazza. If not, talk to your GSIs about getting on. Okay, now one of the things that we've learned over the years is a lot of people think you can timeshare your brain, learn something while you're doing 3 other things, multitask. We know now that doesn't work. We actually know the biological reason why it's attractive to do it. Apparently, evolutionary in our ancestry, to get people to learn things, every time you learned a little thing, you got a little squirt of dopamine in your brain, and so you were rewarded for learning things. So that was great. We wouldn't be here today. There wouldn't be 7 billion of us if we hadn't been encouraged to learn things. Alas, now that we've got little tweets and Facebook things, we're addicted to this. So this story that's a few years old in the New York Times talks about a guy who was constantly multitasking all the time. He wasn't paying attention to his family, and he had built a software company that he had asked to sell, and he was multitasking so much he missed the email with somebody offering to buy his company. He missed it for a couple of days. He finally saw it and went back and apologized. So it says right here, heavy multitaskers actually have more trouble focusing and shutting out irrelevant information, scientists say, and they experience more stress. So all this technology that we're responsible for having has made it harder for you to learn new things in the classroom. So we're really hopeful that for the whole 80 minutes in here, 80 whole minutes out of your day, that you'll refrain from the dopamine addiction and not text. Now, we know that's too much. We know 80 minutes is too much. So we'll try about 30 minutes in, when you start shaking from withdrawal of dopamine, we'll take like a 2-minute break, and you can get your dopamine shots, texting everybody just how brilliant the lectures are in this course and how I'm sure they wish they could be in here. But, okay. But we'll please just hold off for a few minutes at a time. Early in my career, I asked some education expert, well, is there a pace to lectures? What should we do? And he said this is true about human beings, and it's true today as it was 30 years ago. So you'll watch this if you go see a talk somewhere, you'll see the same kind of behavior. So for the first 20 minutes, human beings can just sit there in their chair and pay attention. About 20 minutes in, they start fidgeting, and basically their attention drops. So early on in the course, what I would do, I'd start off doing what I'm doing now, is do all the administrivia stuff. So that meant everybody knew that administrivia stuff cold, and when I actually got into the technical lectures, then they didn't pay attention. So what we do is classically get started, jump in on the good stuff, and then 20 minutes in, we do the administrivia for a couple of minutes, and people can shuffle around, talk to each other, and then we get started again, and then we go another 20 or 25 minutes until these things get restless. We give you the dopamine break, tech break, and then we do one last thing. And then he said there's one thing that everybody gets everybody's attention, the thing you can say that everybody gets excited to hear. And those words are, and in conclusion, all right? So actually, if end in conclusion means don't start packing your bag, right? Just hold on for 2 more minutes. Armando and I are good at stopping the class on time or even early. So when I say in conclusion, just hold on, listen to the summary, and then pack your bags and go. Now, another thing we could start doing, I can't remember who has the 3x5 cards. Okay, could you recruit volunteers and start handing those out? How many of you have done the peer instruction questions like with Dan Garcia or people? Okay. So we're going to do that again. About half of you have done that. So what the idea is, in a big lecture like this, it can be pretty, lack of interaction. So this person who's a professor in physics at Harvard about 15 years ago came up with this idea that what I would do is, the physics students are getting lost in the forest for the trees kind of things. They didn't understand big ideas. So what he would do is stop the lecture a few times during the 80 minutes and ask a relatively simple question and get people to vote on it. Now, of course, if you've ever been in a classroom and people are going to vote on something, you watch and you want to vote with the majority, so that wasn't going to work well. He came up with a clicker system, and I think the chemistry department uses it, but that means you got to spend 30 or 50 bucks and remember to bring them and stuff. So I came up with flashcards, 3x5 cards, because we can do pattern recognition. So you'll get free cards as part of the bonus of this class. So and I've optimized the technology. There's 2-sided cards. You only have to hold on to 2 3x5 cards. All right, that's what you have to do. You have to remember those cards. And it's orange on one side and kind of an olive green on the other, and the other one's red and blue. Okay, looks like we're handing out the cards right now. So I don't think I can do the polls. Well, we could just pretend on the first one, and you guys could raise your hand. This one's pretty easy to do. Have you ever used GitHub? So if you have a card, hold up the orange one if you've used GitHub, or just raise your hand. All right, Bob, maybe, what would you say? Okay, how many have not used GitHub, used the green one, or have not used GitHub? All right, only a few. All right, good. And then the other options is what is GitHub, and the other option is I've already lost my card. All right. Seconds into the semester and you've already lost a card. Okay, so let's try another one. That was so much fun. All right. Which statement is true? If you've been paying attention, which statement is true about cs169? I can leave early since the midterm Tuesday evening right before Thanksgiving is optional. I don't have to show up the midterm. How many think that one's true? Okay. I can leave for the Christmas break early since the poster session on Tuesday, 12:10 is optional. All right, that's the other choice. Faculty don't mind if I text or do a place lap during the lecture on my cell or laptop. And finally, your project team needs to be in the same discussion section. Okay, ready, set, vote. Ooh, all right. So Armando noticed this. So the people who 10 weeks from now, I'm sorry, I've already booked my tickets to go home early for Thanksgiving. I can't show up for midterm. don't drop the class right now. There's people who want to take your place. Or I can't be there for I'm leaving for home on December 9th. I can't be there post session. So